If you can hit these 3 things, this is the golden formula. I'm going to recommend to most people, first, before you do anything, have an informed opinion. Because there are too many people who are throwing around uninformed opinions. I just don't need another one to contribute to misinformation. It's one thing to say, like, I know what the options are and I choose to speak about this, but it's another thing to be ignorant of what the other options are and say, this is the truth. Well, that's a truth. That's your truth, but it's not necessarily the truth. And we need to read. We need to organize our thinking. So I would say a couple of things. There's an exercise in the book, The Business of Expertise, where David Baker talks about drop and give me 20. Okay, so that's the military exercise to say, like, if you're in good physical condition, you should be able to drop and give me 20 push-ups right now. So for people, sit down and think, what are the 20 things in my life that I know that could be valuable to somebody to the point in which they would pay me to know those things? And really sit down and work on this and write. And your first time articulating an idea should not be on camera. Really just sit down and build structure, build an outline to what it is that you want to say, find supporting information, go research it, find some quotes, and then now you've got some meat on the bones. Then put that content out there so that you can sound like a more informed person. And you could do this on any platform. So I recommend finding the space and the place that is the least friction for you to create content on a regular basis. If we remove the excuses, if we remove the pain of creating content, then we're more likely to do it. So for me, it could be on Twitter, it could be on Reddit, it could be on LinkedIn or on Facebook. Just write something and throw an image in there. And then over time, you're going to see a pattern of what people really respond to. So there's a basic formula. I'm going to tell it to you right now. Okay. Tell a personal story that elicits an emotional reaction with one clear takeaway. If you can hit these 3 things, this is the golden formula. Why does it need to be a personal story? Well, if this is a story that you read, then we feel like other people have already shared that. I get that. So it should be a personal story. Like, how did this impact you? How did you experience this story? Next, stories that get people to feel something are more likely to be shared and talked about. So it could be something of despair, of courage, of fear, of love, of honor, duty. Get me to feel something, I'm going to share it. I'm going to connect with you. And last is, you could tell 1,000 stories, but if there's not this, you're missing a point. Make sure you know what the point is. So this is where it gets complicated. People tell stories and then they have no point. So how do you solve that? Start with a point. Write one sentence. What the one thing I want you to know from this is this. And then when you tell the story, edit the story so all the extra details that don't add up to the point are taken away. Then you're going to have a really tightly knit story that's going to deliver a lot of value to people, that's going to connect with them on an emotional level. And that's how you start to do this. And you're going to start to see results almost immediately. But I will say this is a Jim Rohn quote, success leaves clues. And if you just start to look at the things I've made on the different platforms from Instagram to YouTube to LinkedIn to Twitter, you're going to get a pretty good blueprint as to how I do what I do. Yeah, and literally just look at it chronologically and jump from platform to platform. Align the dates within a week and you'll see like how my content strategy works. And I'm not hiding anything. It's all in public display. And so you'll start to be able to reverse engineer what it is that I'm doing.
Hi, my name is Greg Gunn, and I'm the producer of the Futur Podcast. And yes, we do have a podcast. In fact, we've been having one for years, and that's exactly why I'm here talking with you. You see, it's really good, and I think you should listen to it. If you like what we do here on YouTube, then you're gonna love what we do on the podcast. You'll get to hear intimate conversations and personal stories from some familiar faces and others you might not know about yet. Plus, you can listen to it while doing something else, and you won't miss a thing. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, go visit thefutur.com/podcast or find it on your favorite podcast listening app. I hope to see you there.